Finally, give yourself a round of applause. This is a really special day. Actually, every day is a special day when you wake up. So when you're able to get up and have activity of your limbs and have a peace of mind and a decent amount of health, you're in a good place. Good morning again. My name is Tim Green. I am the principal of Chandler Park Middle School. On behalf of our management team, our board of directors, our students, our staff, all our community partners, and most important, families, parents, thank you for coming today. This day is so important as we recognize it is African American History Month, but as I tell my students, I tell everybody, every day is African History Month or day, so it doesn't matter. We just take the time during the month of February to make special note. And this day is even more important because this is what we call NAAPID Day, which is National African American Parent Involvement Day. I appreciate all our distinguished guests, and we won't talk about them right now, but they'll be introduced later. But you see all these handsome, well-spoken, very professional men in front of you, and this is what I wanted for you guys to see what you can be, male or female. We did this all for you students. We want you to see what you can be one day. And so without further ado, we're going to start our program, and we're going to start with the presentation of colors.
Present arms,
round of applause. Come on. Awesome. Okay. Now we'll have the incomparable Mr. Thomas in our band.
What a wonderful rendition. We appreciate that. Let's give a round
Round of applause to our band. Mr. Thomas, thank you so much. Mr. Thomas, thank you. Now we might have our dance team come forward. Little technical difficulties. We'll be right with you. It's worth the wait.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun, weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my body.
indeed. Thank you. Miss Brown, come up here real quick. Miss Brown actually is not their teacher. She actually works with me in the office, and she volunteered to do this for our kids, so thank you so much. Okay, let's keep the fire hot. Let's keep it hot. All right, now we'll bring to the stage Jason Rasco. He's going to talk about the origin of Black history. Come on, Dan, come on.
For Black History Month, today I will be talking on the origin of Black History Month. Black History Month was created to recognize and celebrate the contribution and achievements of African Americans throughout history. Its origins date back to 1926, when historian Carter G. Woodson and the Associations of Studies of African American Life and History established Negro History Week. Woodson chose the second week of February for this observation to coincide with the two birthdays, key figures in African American history: Abraham Lincoln, February 12th, and Frederick Douglass, February 14th. Over time, Negro History Week gained popularity, and in 1976, as part of the United States bicentennial celebration, it expanded to a full month. Since then, Black History Month has been celebrated every February in the U.S. and various countries around the world, serving as an opportunity to reflect the central role that Black people have played in shaping history, culture, and society. Black History Month is important for several reasons. Number one, recognizing contributions. It provides an opportunity to highlight the vital roles African Americans have played in shaping history, culture, politics, and society. Many of these contributions have been overlooked or underrepresented in mainstream history. Number two, education. It serves as an educational tool helping people learn about Black history, achievements, and struggles. By bringing attention to figures like Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and many others. It encourages a deeper understanding of the challenges and victories that have shaped the African American experience. Number three, raising awareness. Black History Month helps raise awareness of ongoing issues related to race, inequality, and social justice. It's an opportunity to reflect on a past struggle, but also to address contemporary challenges and push for positive change. Number four, cultural pride. It fosters pride and empowerment within the Black community, allowing people to celebrate their heritage and identity. It's a moment to honor the resilience, creativity, and perseverance of African Americans. Number five, promoting unity. It provides a platform for people of all backgrounds to come together and learn from each other. By celebrating Black history, everyone can be reminded of the importance of diversity and inclusion and the shared history that binds us all. Ultimately, Black History Month isn't just for Black people. It's for everyone to learn, reflect, and appreciate the richness of history and culture.
Great job. and I'm gonna do this because this young man was struggled last year. Really struggled. We didn't know if he was gonna be able to stay in our school because he struggled so much. But this year, he's a 4.0 student, so. Proud of him. Thank you, man. All right, let's Miss Evans to come. And this is another person. I had missed. I needed somebody to read about NAAPID, and I forgot. I thought I gave it to another student. I didn't. And so I was talking to a teacher, her teacher, and she was telling me how great of a student she is and the person she is. And I said, well, it's the last minute. Let's see if she can, I'll at least give her this opportunity to read this. And I brought it to my office on Friday. And I said, could you read this for me? And as soon as she started the first sentence, I said, you can do this. And so I believe in her, and we just want to make sure that we give her the grace and give her, she really, this is like a one-day notice. But I know she's going to do great because she's smart, she's intelligent, and she's beautiful. You ready?
History of National African American Parent Involvement Day. National African American Parent Involvement Day, or NAAPID, was created by Joe Doolin, the founding principal of Ann Arbor's Roberto Clementine Student Development Center. The initiative was designed to encourage and celebrate the involvement of African American parents in their children's education. It aims to strengthen the connection between families and schools. NAAPID is celebrated annually on the second Monday in February, coinciding with the beginning of Black History Month, to emphasize the significant role that parents play in shaping their child's educational journey. NAAPID also seeks to raise awareness about the unique challenges African American students face in the education system and advocates for more inclusion and supportive environments in schools.
What an outstanding job. Stand up and give her a round of applause. Stand up for her. Come on. Stand up. And one day. One day. That's talent. That is talent. Thank you so much. Okay. Mr. Charles Thomas, come on up, fella.
If you can see the CPA in the sun, shades of gray and fading streets. Colorblind by Lemon Sisay. If you can see the CPA in the sun, shades of gray and fading streets, the radishing bloodshot in a child's eye, the dark stains on her linen sheets. If you can see oil separate on water, the turquoise of leaves on trees, the red and flush of your lover's cheeks, the violet peace of calm seas. If you can see the bluest eye, the purple in the petals of the rose, the blue anger, the volcano, or the blue anger, the venom of the volcano, the creeping orange of the lava flows. If you can see the red dust of the famished road, the white airtight strike of a Nike sign, the skin tone of a Lucian fruit, the color of his frozen subjects in mind. If you can see the whiteness of the oasis, the red, white, and blue that you defended, if you can see it all through the blackest pupil, the color stretching the rainbow suspended. If you can see the rich blue dust and the caramel curls and swirls of tea, why do you say you are colorblind when you see me?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You did a great job. Appreciate it. Okay, let's have Mr. Dewan Drain.
Today I'm going to be reading Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I have oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with a certainty of tides. Just like moons spreading high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lower eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I have gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come off as a surprise that I dance like I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out from the husk of the history shame, I rise. Up from the past that rooted in pain, I rise. I'm the black ocean, leading the wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind the night terror and fear, I rise. Into the daybreak that wondrously clears, I rise. Bringing the gift that my ancestor gave. I am the dream and the hopes of the slaves. I rise, I rise, I rise.
Okay, great job. Last but not least, Molly Crawford.
May this be the day we come together. Morning we come. Today we'll be reading New Day's lyric by Amanda Gorman. May this be the day we come together. Morning we come to man, withered we come to weather, torn we come to tend, battered we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning we are learning that we know we are ready for this, we have been ready by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward. Even if we never get back to normal, someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next. What was cursed we will cure, what was plagued we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. The fortunes we forsworn, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we are now awake. Those moments we missed are now moments we make. Moments we meet and our hearts, once all together beat and now all together beat. Come, look up with kindness yet. We remember, not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow. We need this old spirit and new day's lyric. In our hearts we hear, for all lang slang, my dear, all lang slang. Be bold, sang this year. For when you honor yesterday, tomorrow yet will find. Know what we fought, need not be forget nor for none. It defines us, binds us as one. Come over, join this day just begun. For whenever we come together, we will forever overcome.
Let's give all the speakers a round of applause. Because it's not easy to get up here in front of all these people to talk. So let's give all our speakers a round of applause. It's not easy. Thank you guys so much. Thank you parents for helping me get prepared. And thank you staff for ensuring that they shine, which they did today. So we appreciate that. Okay, now we're going to have the introduction of our keynote speaker. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. My name is Cody Turner. I am the sophomore class representative and the Gentlemen's Club president in our esteemed high school here at Chandler Park Academy. Thank you. Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist II has dedicated his career to solving problems. A software engineer by training, he uses thoughtful and fact-based practices to make government work better for Michigan families on issues like entrepreneurship, criminal and juvenile justice, healthcare, affordable housing, and economic opportunities. He is committed to building a Michigan where every person can reach their full potential. As a leader of the statewide task force on jail, pretrial incarceration, and juvenile justice, he works across the aisle to champion historic legislation to build a smarter and fairer justice system that saves taxpayers money and helps hundreds of thousands of Michiganders access better opportunities for jobs and housing. As chair of Michigan's COVID-19 Racial Disparities Task Force, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist acted decisively to respond to the pandemic's disproportionate impact on communities of color. Michigan led the nation in tackling racial disparities and continues to expand access to affordable and equitable health care. He has led the connect over 27,000 homes and businesses to reliable and affordable fast internet, expand innovation, and make Michigan the blessed place to have an idea. He embarked on the statewide Thriving Cities tours, visiting communities in every region to hear from Michiganders about the issues that matter. He also served as the chair of the National Lieutenant Governors Association. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and his wife Ellen reside in Detroit, where they are raising their twins, Emily and Garlin III, and daughter Ruby. Your Honor, we welcome you to Chandler Park Academy School District, and we are truly honored by your presence. Thank you.
Great job, great job, great job, great job, great job. All right, Cody, thank you so much for the introduction. Can we give him another round of applause, please? Mr. Principal, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here at Chandler Park Academy. I want to say Happy Black History Month, y'all. Hey, Happy Black History Month. This is something that we can celebrate. We can be proud of. I want to talk very briefly about Black history. So, if you're a student and you believe that there is something that you can do that nobody else can do, raise your hand. For real, only like 5 of y'all believe there is something that you can do that nobody else can do. Let me tell you something. There are many ways to define history. Some people think history is just something that happened in the past. Some people think history is something that happened a long time ago and was done by people who we don't know. But the simplest definition of history is someone doing something that has never been done before. Something that is unique to that person. And what I'm here to share with you today, this Black History Month, this National African American Parent Involvement Day, is that every one of us has the capability to do something that nobody else can do. When you show up as your fullest self, no two of us are alike. We all different heights, we all different shapes and sizes, we're different colors, we have different interests, we have different paths, and most importantly, we have different futures. And if you choose to be you, if you choose to do the things that God gave you and you only, you will be a history maker. And I want to encourage all of you, and this is not just for students, because all of us, even those of us who are parents like me, we have history that we have yet to make. Now, the way that we can make history is by making sure the people in our lives can be their best. As a parent, that's really simple. Like, your job is to wake up every day and make sure that your babies have everything they need to be safe, to be healthy, to be happy, to be supported. And I got 3 kids. Like, I got twin 11-year-olds and a 5-year-old. I get that. That's important. You're helping your child make history. But students, I want to share something with you as well. you actually can make sure that not only you but your friends make history too. By encouraging them, by supporting them. Like I saw how y'all were cheering for your classmates as they were singing, or as they were dancing, or as they were playing their instruments. That's supporting them in being the person that only they can be. And I want you to continue to do that. Because y'all, Black history is under attack. Let me say that again. There are people in this country who do not want the story of Black history and Black history makers to be told. But the way we push back is by speaking up, is by being unafraid and unapologetic to be who we are and to tell our personal stories so that kids from Detroit and its surrounding communities can impact this world in a way that no other children can. See, from Detroit, we have people who have changed the world. We have people who changed the world in terms of culture, who changed the world in terms of science. And I will say that the voters of Michigan gave me a chance to change the world by being the highest ranking Black person ever elected in the history of the state of Michigan in 2018. And that's good, that's fun, that's an honor to have, but it's insufficient. It's not that important to be first. What's important is that you help someone be next. The education professionals here at Chandler Park Academy understand how important it is to help someone be next, to equip them with not just the skills and the lessons, but with the confidence to know that they belong where they are. One of the reasons why people try to eliminate Black history from our consciousness is because they don't want us to know that we belong here. They want us to feel like we should be somewhere else or someone else, that we should be smaller and shouldn't believe in ourselves. But I know that this institution, that Chandler Park Academy, pours into its students and its families to let them know that here we belong, here we are, here we will be, here we will grow, here we will continue, and here we will succeed. So I beg you on this day, that's about parental involvement, that we focus on community involvement, making sure that we are here for every last one of us to be fully here and fully present and fully engaged so you can do the thing that only you can do. Because when we talk about history, we talk about people making history. That means that history doesn't just happen. It means that it is a result of the actions that people take, of the decisions that people make, of the opportunities that a community gives people. Now, for those who don't know, I'm from the East Side. Who else from the East Side? Who else from the East Side? I ain't never heard a group of people from the East Side be that quiet when I say from the East Side. Hey, I was looking for some noise from the East Side. I guess I got it. I appreciate that. You know, my career is not a normal one. Like I said, I grew up on the East Side. I'm from Lafayette and McDougal, and I became an engineer. I became an engineer because my grandma, who was a public school teacher, bought me a computer when I was 5 years old. It was the first kid on my block to get one. And I fell in love with technology and carried that all the way through college at the University of Michigan. I want all of y'all to go to Michigan. Can I just say that real quick? All of y'all to go to Michigan. Thank you. Go blue. Best university in the history of the world. But the only reason I was able to be an engineer, the only reason I was able to build the fastest business in the history of Microsoft, and the only way I was able to be here to serve as your lieutenant governor alongside President Whitmer is because a community of people believed in me. It's because a community of people supported me and pushed me to be better. Today's day about parental involvement, about community involvement, is about how we can figure out how to push one another to be better, to push one another to make the choices and take the actions to make history. And so I thank all of you for choosing to do that every single day. And students, I thank all of you for pushing your classmates to be better, to be smarter, to be hungrier, to work harder, to be funnier, to be just the best version of themselves. That's how we make the history that we need, and that's how we make the history that cannot be ignored. So thank you so much for doing what I like to say is standing tall for your community, standing tall for your people, and and being the best that only you can be. And I got one last request. When you see somebody making history, you need to capture it, because history is made in moments. So I'm gonna make the administrators probably upset, because I want to take a group picture with all of the students. Okay? All right, I'm gonna go over there. Can y'all come out the picture for me so we can take a quick picture? Nobody want to come? Look at that. Nobody want to come? Thank you. Let's go.
Those words, and now we will have the introduction of our Diaz here, and Miss Wilson, who is my partner in the building. She helps me manage the entire building, and she's been great to work with. She will start that process for us. So let's give it up for Miss Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Green. It is also my pleasure to be Mr. Green's partner here in our wonderful middle school. It is my honor to announce our first introduction of our first speaker, Mr. Campbell, a dynamic leader and accomplished executive with nearly 20 years of experience in banking and insurance. His passion for leadership, employee development, and customer satisfaction has been a driving force behind his success. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Dave Campbell.
I'll do that. Hey everybody, how we doing this morning? It was good to see y'all get up moving around. Again, my name is Dave Campbell. I'm the field vice president for AAA for the state of Michigan. So every building that you see that has a AAA sign on it in the state of Michigan is my responsibility. I'm also your principal's fraternity brother, a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. What I wanted to talk about really quickly this morning is mostly to the students. As I think about where you all are right now, you're not realizing sometimes how important this time of your life is. If you think about some of the athletes that you might follow, if you think about some of the artists or business people that you are following, a lot of those people started to make the decisions in their lives around the ages that you are today. I remember when I was a kid, one of the things that I wanted to do at this time was to be in business to some degree. And that happened going through junior high school, right before I came into high school. When I was 13, 14 years old, a couple of things that were important to me is first I wanted to start to earn. I wanted to make a couple of dollars, so that's where I got my first job. I wanted to be able to go out with my friends, be able to buy food. But I also had to think about what my future was going to be. I had to start thinking about the different colleges that I might be interested in attending. I had to think about the career that I wanted to make sure that I was doing. So as you're sitting here today, you're going to be hearing from a lot of individuals that are doing very well for themselves and well in their careers, but really that focus, that energy, and that decision around who you want to be when you grow up, it's most important when you're in middle school and the first couple of years of your high school career. So I know sometimes you come and you'll be in these types of sessions and you're like, okay, I got another dude that's going to talk at me for a long period of time. But taking the responsibility for yourself right now and saying, hey, I do want to be something when I grow up. It is fun sometimes to have a little fun in class, maybe tell a joke or two, but those are things that distract you from being the person that you really want to be when you grow up. Take the time to consider what do you want to do and invest as much energy as you can in that now. Studying, practicing what you do well, not just focusing on trying to be the best at a video game or, be the kid that everyone likes. Really now is, how do you want to be when you become that adult, and really focusing some energy around that. I think about my sons right now. I have a son that's 22 years old. He's invested a lot of time in trying to become a filmmaker. And he's been doing film now for the last 5 years, and he's 22 years old. And he's on the precipice of actually participating in a couple of mainstream movies. But at your age, when he was 13, 14, 15 years old, is when he started to make that decision. Similar story for my younger son. So I'm going to implore you all to think about what your tomorrow is, and when you go back to class later today, ensure that you're starting to focus on what's most important, because you're about to become adults, and those decisions that you make today are very, very important in the history that you make for yourself, like Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist said earlier. So with that, I'll give it back to you, Prince.
Thank you, Campbell. Yes, he is my fraternity brother, and he's a dynamic man. So thank you for coming. Okay, Ms. Wilson.
It is my pleasure to welcome a distinguished guest who is not only a proud Detroit native, but also a dedicated community leader with over 30 years of experience in banking, primarily with Comerica Bank. He currently serves as an external affairs market manager in Southeast Michigan. Behind his professional achievements, he is also a valued member of Chandler Park Academy's board of directors. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Michael Cheatham.
Thank you, I appreciate that, thank you. It is such an honor to be here today. Y'all ain't supposed to know the rest of this song, but I can tell you this. In my job, I go to a lot of schools, I see a lot of young people, and I can tell you Eagles, they not like us. They not like us. Can I hear that? That is absolutely correct. You are in a special place. You are in a special place being here at Chandler Park Academy. I want that to sink in. You are in a special place. I know every day, getting up, coming to school, it does not necessarily feel like that, but take it from somebody who's been around. I've seen some things. I've been in some schools. I've taught in classes. This is a special place to be. You have people who care about you. You are part of a long and important legacy of my mentor, Reverend Dr. Anthony Shipley, the founder of the school. Take advantage of being in this special place, because I can tell you when you leave here, the world is not going to love you the way you are loved here. But Don't despair, because you will be empowered to go out and love on the world because of the love that you got here. You will have a battery that you can tap into when you are feeling as if maybe you can't make it. Maybe things are against you. You can always remember that you are an eagle. And what do eagles do? They soar high above everything else. So again, repeat after me. I am special because I am in a special place where people love me. And it is my job to represent this special place because that is my duty to the world. Thank you.
Again, thank you so much. Mr. Cheatham is, again, part of the board of directors at Chandler Parks. Let's give a round of applause. We appreciate your service, Mr. Cheatham. We really do.
Great job, students. Great job. I commend you on your behavior. Our next speaker is a leader who has dedicated his life to service, both in uniform and in the community. A decorated lieutenant with nearly 20 years of leadership in the Detroit Police Department. He has shown unwavering dedication, resourcefulness, and a deep commitment to the police code of ethics. He continues to give back by mentoring youth and supporting community initiatives. Please help me to welcome Lieutenant James Allen Demps.
Good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here. I was just telling my frat brother, Juan, as I was seeing the ROTC people, big shout out to you guys. I remember I was in ROTC, I did 4 years. Air Force ROTC though. And I remember Thursdays used to be my best day of the week because I used to wear my uniform. I had to worry about wearing clothes. I would be in that all day and I would always be sharp. So it's an honor to see you guys, thank you. It's an honor to be here to speak to you guys. I think that, as my friend said, this is a time of your life when the choices you make today dictate the life that you lead tomorrow. It's just like the first day of school. We all start off with an A. You guys got a clean slate. You can be and do whatever you want to do. You just have to put your mind to it with a little effort, a little studying, and you can do whatever, you can soar. Any questions of me? All right, well.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, we got questions later for you guys, so we want to get this part done first. Okay, our next person. That's why we got you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It is my pleasure to introduce a true pioneer in the field of early childhood education. With over 25 years of experience and has been a trailblazer, beginning as one of the first Head Start students in the Southeast Detroit, and later becoming the first male administrator to open a Head Start all-male leadership academy. In addition to his professional achievements, he served as Vice President of the Michigan Head Start Association and the President of the Genesis Board of Directors. His leadership extends beyond the classroom as he trains educators and parents on early childhood topics and creates impactful programs guided by his motto, Culture for Service and Service for Humanity. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Wayman Hayes.
Good morning, everybody. What up, though? What up, though? Let's make some noise in here. Yeah. We are here for you today. You are our future. You hear me? You are our future.
Everything that you do today will count tomorrow. I need everybody to pay attention to everything that's going on around the world. Pay attention to the news, but don't let yourself get caught up in it, because you are our future. Over the next few years, you will be voting for our next president. You'll be voting for our next governor. You'll be voting for your future, my future. You are our future leaders. Every young lady in the room, stand up. Let's give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. Listen, don't let nobody tell you that you're less than. Don't let nobody tell you that you are less than. In my future, my career, my journey throughout early childhood education and leadership, I was always led by a woman. So don't let nobody tell you that you cannot lead men. Don't let nobody tell you cannot lead the world. You are our future. Get up and lay your hand. Young man, you are considered leaders. It's going to be weight put on your back as a young man. And as you go into manhood, it's going to be a big weight. Your job is to protect our young women. You hear me? Your job is to protect them at all costs. Throughout my career, nothing was given, and nothing is going to be given to you. I'm here to tell you, life is not fair. Don't assume now your parents are giving you things, they are supporting you. But as you get older, you're going to understand life is not fair. We don't have the same playing field. So you're going to have to grind and work for it. You're going to have to work harder and grind harder for it. You got me? I can't hear you. You got me? You understand? What up, though? What up, though? Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Okay. Again, listen, we're not here. This is a celebration, so we're not, all these men are, qualified, dignified, but this is a conversation. We're not trying to be all like this, tight. No, that's not what this is about. So thank you guys, and Mr. Wayman Hayes also is my frat brother too. He's in my grad chapter too, but he's a great man also. So, next, come on, young fella, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Mr. Clay wanted me to hand this to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next guest speaker is a passionate meteorologist at WDIV Local 4 News and is a proud Detroit native, known for his dynamic coverage of everything from snowstorms to tornadoes. He's gained national recognition as the finalist on CBS's America's Next Weatherman in 2015. His award-winning work also includes live coverage of the 2020 Flint Anti-Police Brutality March. Beyond his weather reporting, he is also a talented actor, having performed in T.J. Hempfield's stage, played Perilous Times for over a decade. You can catch him on Local 4 News, weekends at 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Ron Hilliard.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just hope you don't take my job. That was real good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How you feeling? All right, I don't want to get your hopes up too high, but, and I don't want to speak out of pocket, we might have a snow day on Thursday. Wait, why y'all sound so excited to be out of school? Y'all love school, right? It's an honor to be here this morning. I'm so excited to be here. I want you to think about what you're grateful for in this moment. Maybe you're grateful for waking up. Maybe you're thankful for having your parents. Maybe you had some breakfast. These are all things that not everyone has. So just think about that thing or multiple things that you're thankful for in this moment. All right, so yes, I'm a meteorologist. I'm at WDIB Local 4, and our website is clickondetroit.com if you want to access it by phone or download the app. I know you probably got TikTok or Facebook on your phone. Have any of you ever watched Local 4? All right, so you see me. I got to get up in front of the screen, in front of the TV and talk all the time. Yeah, I get nervous sometimes, I make mistakes. But it's my passion, it's what I love. So I'm so excited to see people doing things that maybe you might be a little bit nervous about, singing or playing an instrument, dancing, or anything that you do. If you enjoy it, if you like it, have fun and do it. I knew at an early age as a kid that I wanted to be a meteorologist. Every time I walked outside, I looked at the sky, I looked at the clouds, and I saw something different, and I loved it. But let me tell you, when I was a kid, I used to talk like this as well. People used to tease me. I got called all kinds of names for talking so-called proper or properly, or some of the other names that people might call you. And nothing is wrong with African American vernacular, not at all. But I used to get teased for the way I talk. But today, I use that as a tool for what I do. So let me tell you, people may tease you for your hairstyle, your color, being big or small, but your uniqueness is your strength. It's your power. So whenever anybody tells you you're weird, you're different, you want to be different. Come on, you don't want to be like everybody else. You want to stand out and be different. It is your strength, and celebrate it. Lastly, I want to say be proud of who you are. Embrace it. I'm seeing all these different hairstyles, embrace it. Be who you are, don't compromise. I talk about the wind, I talk about storms. The wind blows on these trees. Every once in a while they snap, they fall down. But when they're deeply rooted, when those roots go deep in the soil, when you know who you are, what you stand for, and whose you are, you're not gonna fall down as easily. And if you fall down, thankfully you have the ability to just get back up. Still I rise. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I watch Ron quite a bit, so I know who you are, sir. I appreciate you. Young man, talented, and I think you cursed us. Well, I know it's gonna be hard because you said it, so it's not gonna happen. Guys. We're coming to school Thursday. Just plan on it. I know he said that, but it's not gonna happen. Anyway, come on, young fella. You got somebody else? This is this gentleman is a really good friend of mine. It's like my brother. So come on.
Thank you again. It is my pleasure to introduce an accomplished engineer with a remarkable 28-year career in engineering, driving a lifelong passion for automobiles, math, and science. He pursued a path in manufacturing engineering, excelling in various roles, including industrial engineering, senior manufacturing engineering, Texas program manager, and supplier quality development engineer. Beyond his professional achievements, he is a devoted husband, father, and a mentor, actively guiding and inspiring the next generation of engineers. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Calvin Turner.
Good morning. Just want to thank Mr. Tim Green for having me, inviting me to this event, very special event. Very passionate for myself. I'm going to take just a couple minutes. everybody that is in the stands now, you have a future waiting for you. But you have to tap into that early. So I'm gonna tell a quick little story, then I'm gonna sit down. So when I was a kid in elementary school, I used to love to play with race cars and Hot Wheels cars. I used to take stuff apart and put it back together, you know. And so my mother, thank God for mothers, she put me in a car one day. She took me up to the elementary school. And I always wanted to be a race car driver. So that's the backstory. So she took me to the elementary school. She said, when you graduate from here, we drove over to the middle school. She said, you're gonna go to this middle school. And I'm like, okay, so then after that, I could become a race car driver? She said, no. She drove me over to the high school. She said, when you graduate from this middle school, you're gonna go to this high school. So I assumed, okay, now after high school, I know I'm gonna be the race car driver that I'm planning to be. She said, no, after high school, you're gonna leave this city, you're gonna leave this town, you're gonna leave my house. She told me this. She said, you're gonna go off to another school, and that's where you will become what you wanna be. Now, for the parents, she's planting a seed. I'm in the 5th grade. I'm not thinking about 8 years later, but she's planting that seed. One other thing that she did, her and my father, since I was tearing up everything and putting it back together, and I was good at math and science, so they asked me what I wanted to become, and that I like cars. So then that led to pursuing engineering. That led to parents, once again, every summer, they found an engineering camp, engineering program, an engineer that I could go talk to that looked like me. Every summer, they were planting seeds. So once I got off into college, and it got hard, so now your will is gonna be tested. Everybody in here, your will and desire is gonna be tested for what you are gonna pursue. And when that happens, that's when you have to really come to grips with the decisions that you've made up until this point in life. Thank God that you have the support system that's in place here at Chandler Park. You have people here that love you, people here that care for you, people that will be in your lives even after you leave Chandler Park, even after you leave high school. So thank God for the people that you have placed in your lives. So I just told that quick story. That's how I got to where I am today. I've used that same method for my kids, but at the same time, identify what you really like to do. Parents, help cultivate that, what they really like to do. Push, I don't want to say push, guide them in that direction. That way it'll be a seamless transition. This child is really into this. I'm providing every resource, every opportunity that's available to him or her to succeed in that. So I just want to say today, your future is waiting for you. Your destiny is waiting for you. Please go out and pursue it. Once again, everybody up here has said, it's not going to be given to you. There's no gimmies. So whatever you want, you have to go after it wholeheartedly. You have to go after it like nothing else. You might have to cut off some friends. You might have to not go to this party. You might have to not go over to some person's house. You might have to become lonely, so to speak. But in doing that, you will get to where you want to be. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Turner, again, a really good friend of mine, personal friend, for real. So thank you, Mr. Turner. Here's another gentleman who I went to college with, good friend of mine also, although I don't see him or talk to him as much, he still know I love him. I know he loves me. Come on up, sir, Mr. Gerald Watson.
Hello again.
Our panelist is the founder and CEO of Watson Media Group, bringing over his 25 years of experience in marketing and promotions. His diverse background includes serving as a former account executive with the Clear Channel Radio and Radio 1 as well. As a reservoir who successfully opened 4 restaurants during his career. In addition to his own accomplishments, he has built a talented team and creative marketing experts dedicated to meeting the unique business needs of his clients. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Gerald Watson II.
Hey, first of all, give a round of applause to this young man. He's fantastic. Now, let's start again. Good morning, everyone. Let me ask, who all watched Kendrick Lamar yesterday at the Super Bowl? Did you like it? There we go, right? Mixed emotions. Let me ask, who here listens to 97.9 WJLB or Hot 107.5? Let me ask, who here watches Tubi or Hulu or BET? Now, what the common denominator is with all those entities is they all have commercials. And that's what I do, I sell advertising. And I want to talk to you guys about career choices, 2 of them, and one is sales and marketing. Now, oftentimes we look at being in front of the camera or on the microphone, but don't realize that there's a very lucrative career in sales. I work with companies as large as, I work for iHeartMedia, as you mentioned, which was Clear Channel at the time. I work with Radio 1, and I've had the chance to work with companies as large as Live Nation or as large as the Michigan Lottery. I've worked with small companies like Simply Casual Clothing Store, you may know, Avenue Fashion, or Las Vegas Grove Park. But what's giving me such a diverse background is you meet wonderful people. But you also have a great opportunity because it's a very lucrative career, and oftentimes African Americans really not in those fields. I've gone from working at a radio station downtown where I saw all black salespeople, and I really was moved to Farmington, and the whole cluster, we were the only blacks, in about 50 of us, and about 8 of us were black that were in sales. So it's a very lucrative career to think about that black folks don't know about. The second thing I want to think about in entrepreneurship is the restaurant business. I've had 4 restaurants in my career. I was the youngest person. Who knows what the Freetown Casino is? Anybody know where that's at? I had a restaurant nightclub there when I first graduated from college. The principal and I went to Western Michigan University together. I was the youngest black person, the youngest person to own a business at that time down there, and only 2 black people in Freetown. So my accomplishments have been a struggle, but they were achieved. So I want you to think about that for the restaurant business, because if you go to culinary school and you learn how to work in a restaurant, which I did not do that, by the way. I'm going to give you an opportunity though. If you want to be a chef, there's opportunities to be a chef and learn catering, open a food truck, open a restaurant. Or as I did not learn from a culinary standpoint, by new business, and I wanted to open up a restaurant. So those are 2 careers as far as sales or the restaurant industry to think about. And especially if you want to own your own business, owning a restaurant is one of the easier ways to do it at a young age. But you have to put things together, and there's different programs that are out there to teach you how to get money and things like that. But it's a very lucrative career in both sales and the restaurant industry. And we'll talk more about that in question and answer period. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, this last brother, he's not actually on the program. We had some connection, we weren't able to get it on there, but he's a person of influence, somebody I think you guys need to see and know about. And come on, son, let him know who he is, and then he can talk a little bit.
Our next speaking leader, founder and CEO of Sterling Security, went to Cooley High School and the Art of Fort Lauderdale Institute, and now is the proud owner of one of the largest black-owned security companies in the state of Michigan. I welcome you, our last speaker, Mr. Eric Williamson.
Good morning, how's everybody doing? Good, good. Just a brief story of what I do and my background and everything that I've accomplished. I did go to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, and in that Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale allowed me to be a music producer and songwriter. I produced gospel album, I produced a jazz album, and something that you guys probably have never heard. But at the same time, I came back home to pursue my career in entrepreneurship, which allowed me to start one of the largest security companies in the state of Michigan, which is Sterling Security. During that time, I was on unemployment. My wife was on unemployment. So I had the bright idea to start a security company, and I'm broke at the same time. I borrowed $670 from my uncle, turned $670 into $10 million. So with that being said, if I could do it, you can do it. Anything is possible. Whatever you want to do, whatever you try to achieve, and whatever you try to strive for, you can do it, and it starts now. So if you put your best foot forward and you start your own business, or you work hard and get in that position at wherever it is that you want to work, do the best you can to be the best one you want to be. And I think if you do that and if you achieve that, then success will come. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much again. It's a lot. There's a lot of opportunity for you young people. And this is just some of it. You know, I had some lawyers, I could have brought some doctors, judges. I just couldn't get everybody here today, but we'll get them here at some point. But you have enough here. And so now we have a question and answers time now. We have compiled questions for our guests. And so, where's my young fella? Come on. We're going to ask a question or two, and then we'll let the gentleman answer those questions. Those questions came from you guys. We just transposed them and we just made them what they are. Mr. Watson, see, look at him taking the questions for himself. Okay. So,
any question you want to ask him, you can ask, and then each one just ask whatever they got lined up.
Okay. All right, so this question is for Mr. Campbell. What skills do you think are most important for students to focus on if they want to have a career like yours in the future?
Great question. First thing I would say from a skill that you should focus on is mathematics. Getting very good at understanding numbers. A large part of my job is getting a lot of information that's sent to me, usually in data files. And I have to take that information in and then make a business decision related to that. Where are we going to put people from an employment standpoint, what types of jobs they will need to be in. And I didn't think math was as important as it is when I was a kid. Now, having a strong understanding of math, if you're not focused on that, I tell you that's a huge opportunity for you. Go and invest some additional time just trying to read as well, because a lot of people will share a lot of information with you, and you need to learn how to cut the noise out of what's actually being said. So your reading comprehension and a better understanding of mathematics, I would tell you, are the two greatest skills that I think that's helped me throughout my entire career.
Okay. Now, this question is for Mr. Cheatham. How did your degree in sociology and business help you in your banking career?
Well, the business part is easy, right? Okay, but before I get into that, let me say congratulations and give a shout out to the parents that were able to make it today. As a parent, I know I get to come to you. I want to give a shout out to the parents that were able to make it today. As a parent, I know how difficult it is to be able to take time away from all of your other responsibilities. You pour into your children when they come home, but to take time out during the day to do that is something that is worthy of a hand clap. And so to answer the question, I'm not going to talk so much about the business. People probably understand how business and banking go together. The sociological part, though, I think is very important because what people don't know is, and I learned this as going to school, how important finance and banks are to a community. And sociology is about communities and the people in those communities. And so by understanding how important banks and bankers are to the community, it gave me a higher sense of responsibility because I better understood how my place in the banking industry was going to impact the community that I came from and the community that I wanted my children to grow up in. And so when you think about sociology, you think about things like how people operate, right? How communities operate. And banks are actually a very important part of that. And so we can talk a little bit more about that later, but that's how that happened.
Also, I do have one more question for you, Mr. Cheatham. You are very involved with schools and nonprofit. Why is community service important to you?
I'm going to ask a favor. Can you hold that for me? Oh, sure. All right. So I know some of us are visual learners, so I'm going to do a brief demonstration. So when I was a child, this was my present. And as I was growing up, I drank from this cup. And the water that I drank helped me become who I am today. Any success I've had has been the result of there being water to drink from. And the water in this cup were the people that poured into my life. And so now, it is my responsibility to make it possible for you, the next generation, to have a cup to drink from. And that's why I participate and support the communities that I support. Because I recognize that my present as a child would not have been possible had people not thought about my future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, so this question is from Mr. Dennis. What is the most rewarding part of your job, especially when you're looking to the team and the community?
Thank you. It's a multifaceted answer, but a lot of times when you're out in the field, you might see a parent with their kids, and they'll say, "Well, don't talk to the police," and attempt to scare the child. And what I'll do is, if I send them to the store or something, I'll buy the child something and tell them the police are not bad, we're here to help you. Then I would pull the parent to the side and say, "Hey, what you're doing is affecting your child's self-efficacy. We are the people that's supposed to help them. So if you tell them to be scared of the police, that's going to lead to problems down the road where we can help them." Another thing is just training young officers. It's different being a Gen X person talking to a millennial and trying to communicate to millennials and this new generation. So finding ways to talk to them, communicate and teach them. Because we all have parents that live in the city, and you want them to talk to your parents or your relatives the way you would talk to them. So that's my thing.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now I do have one more question for you, Mr. Dempsey, so I'm gonna just come over here. Okay, now that you mentioned drawing inspiration from the Book of Job, can you tell us more about how that guides your work and life?
I draw inspiration from the Book of Job because there's so many messages in the Book of Job in the Bible. I'm gonna tell you a quick story that happened to me while I was younger on the job. There was a young lady, she was 16, she was pregnant. She was living with her aunt. They came home with their baby. The aunt told the niece, I'm gonna take a nap. The niece asked, can I go to school, have some friends come over? She said yes. 4 of her friends came over, they left, they went to go see some boys. They came back home. The aunt was up, she went to change the baby, and the baby was a female baby, and the baby was bleeding from her priors. So the police were called, we took her to the hospital, we were asking her questions, and the girl was like laughing, and it was upsetting me, because I'm thinking about this baby, and what happened to this baby. And the doctor came, he walked in the exam room for about 2 seconds. He walked out and he said, the baby had a menstruation. Here I am, I'm ready to kill this girl. Everything is not what you see. Everything's not what it seems. And you need to take a minute just to listen and investigate. So I will ask you, before you put judgment on somebody, put yourself in their shoes and investigate before you make a decision. And be careful of the friends that you carry around you, because sometimes you have to answer them. Just like Job had to answer to the Most High. Why are you listening to these people? Why are you letting these people tell you things? They don't know what's going on. You don't know what test you have going on in life. And you got to be careful of the circle that you have around you, because they can affect the choices that you make. Everything is not always doom and gloom, and joy will come in the morning.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, now, there's 2 questions for Mr. Hayes. I'm gonna say the first one, and then after he's done speaking, I'm gonna say the second. So, Mr. Hayes, what was it like being one of the first Head Start students in Southeast Detroit? And how did that experience shape your career? What up, though? What up, though? Let's move them hands around for me. I'm your child up there. We up here talking. Let's move them hands around. And we take it all day. So we're gonna make mine real quick. So first, I'm gonna start off by saying that when I graduated from high school, everybody had a decision for me of what they wanted my life to shape up. My uncle wanted me to go to the Army. My father wanted me to work at Chrysler. And my mother wanted me to do something to get out the house. Okay? However, I found a passion in early childhood, and that was working with little kids. I found my passion, and what I want everybody to understand is $500 million come into the state of Michigan every year from the federal government for Head Start programs. It's $50 million come into the city of Detroit every year for a Head Start program. I noticed our kids couldn't read. Our kids have low literacy rate and everything else. But it's money flowing into the city every year for early childhood. In the field, it was really dominated by women. It's only 2 black men in the state of Michigan that's leading a federal program for early childhood education. It's myself and one other gentleman. So I am unapologetic about making decisions, about choices that are going to affect your future, your life. I sit at a table and I stand strong on really pretty much of how the money's going to be spent. Not only throughout the community of City of Detroit, but also the state of Michigan. So for me, it shaped my life. It was a quote that was always told to me. The one closer to the fire can tell you how it burned. That means whoever to the community, boots to the ground to the community, finding out what the individuals need, what the students need, what parents need, can speak on your behalf. I'm not an individual that walk into a building, get a check, and go home. Because your future counts. And so I'm one of the individuals who's going to speak for education, speak for your education, and my kids' education for the city of Detroit. Thank you. Okay, now here's the last question. Mr. Hayes, what does the motto, culture for service and service for humanity, mean to you, and how do you live by it in your work?
and we have a group of gentlemen that I spoke earlier about how I was led by women, but also joined Phi Beta Sigma fraternity for the camaraderie of men. And I have a group of supported brothers who support me and pretty much culture for service, service for humanity. It aligns with my life mission. It's really about service in the community. It's really about getting boots to the ground, doing community work. We have community baby showers for moms. We have community baby showers for dads. We do scholarships that we give away every year. We give clothes away to kids, underprivileged kids in some schools. We do a lot of speaking engagements because we deep in here today for you, and we do it just a lot. So that's what culture for service for humanity needs to be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, this question is for Mr. Turner. What are some of the biggest challenges you face in your 28-year career in engineering?
Okay, biggest challenge that is not even related to engineering. The biggest challenge is proving that I belong at that table that I'm sitting at. So every man at this table has walked into a conference room and he's the only person that looks like him in the room. So that's something that we deal with daily. So now, people looking at you thinking you don't belong here. So now, everything I do has to be on point. Everything has to be perfect. My father told me, you gotta be better than everybody in the room. Because your position is gonna be questioned. Why are you the one they sent? Like in my current job now, I go out to different suppliers that supply parts to Nissan to tell them what they're doing wrong, ironically. And sometimes it's a challenge for them to accept the person that's telling them what they're doing wrong. But at the end of the day, making sure that you have everything together, everything in order, so none of it can be questioned. That's the biggest challenge, I think, and that's for any field that you go into. If you're a minority, you will be questioned, you will be doubted, you will be looked down upon. But know this, what you have learned cannot be taken away from you. Apply everything that you have learned wholeheartedly. Be on point with everything that you do. So when you do present your information, it cannot be questioned.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Thank you. I have one more question. As a mentor, what advice do you think to give to students or young engineers just starting out in their career?
Okay, that kind of goes back to when I was up at the podium speaking. As I said before, as an engineering student, tell a quick little story. I'm the only person that looks like me in my graduating class. I vividly remember we had a lab, an engineering thermodynamics lab. So you got to pair up. Well, there's 15 students in the lab. So guess who did everything by himself? Everybody paired up. I'm looking around. Did I complain? Did I cry? Did I say this is a fair? Life is not fair. So whatever field you go into, especially as an engineering field, it's not fair. So your desire is going to be tested. Do the work. Make sure that this is the path that you want, because your mother's not going to be there, your father's not going to be there. You, at some point, will be alone with that decision. I want to go into engineering, I want to go to business. My younger brother is a doctor. My older sister, she's the deputy superintendent for the Department of Education for the state of Michigan. We all were challenged. But at the end of the day, as my
If this is what you really want to do, then do it. He didn't give me a message, everything is going to be all right, because everything ain't going to be all right if you don't do what you're supposed to do. So I'm saying to any person that's pursuing engineering or a technical field, you really have to want to do that. You can't go into something for the name, the title, the salary, because your desire will be tested. One last example. I had a thermodynamic exam. It's 2 in the morning. The exam's at 9. I'm still trying to study. So at that point, the last thing on my mind is how much money I'm going to make. The title that I'm going to have when I finish school. So, like I said, whatever you go into, your desire will be tested, and you have to make sure that you're deeply rooted to handle that situation.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. This question is for Mr. Watson. How does marketing help businesses grow, and what is one of the most important things companies need to know about? Great question, guys. Marketing is very important, and it's passionate for me because I've been blessed to have several businesses. And one problem we have in the African American community is small business owners. A lot of time, we think we put a sign up and everybody will come our business. And then we end up struggling and wonder why we go out of business. And we didn't take marketing as important. Marketing is just as important as your payroll. Marketing is just as important as your leads, because if you got the best sweet potato pie, how does somebody know to tell about it? So what we try to do is work with our clients to understand that marketing, whether it be on social media or whether it be TV, radio, old school, you have to still let people know what you want to do. So that's one of the biggest things that we do in terms of trying to help our clients to be able to get support and thrive. And I would definitely talk to you guys, again, we talk about career-minded things. You may want to look at sales and marketing, whether it be in television, radio, whether it be in automotive. Everyone has the sales department, and there's a lot of money to be made in sales. So consider that when you're looking at your goals and what you may want to do in the future, because a lot of times we're not told that, and we miss a lot of opportunities. Mr. Watson, what inspired you to open restaurants, and what did you learn from running 4 different ones? Again, great question. I would want to be an entrepreneur at some point. How many people here want to have their own business? Raise your hand. Because I know I don't work with nobody. That's how I don't my own business, right? What you have to learn, I had to learn in my maturity, is that you need to work with someone to learn how to run that business. You need to be educated. And so that's why I stress the part of, if you're going to go to school, I study business, or if you are not going to go to school and go into a trade like the culinary field to learn the restaurant business from that standpoint. So if you're working right now, you're working at Burger King and McDonald's, and you go in there and people like to hate their jobs. Take a different attitude and look around and learn the business. Because what I did in marketing, I worked at WJLB, it's not 2.3. I worked at 105.9 KISS and Hot 107.5, and I learned the sales and marketing part of that business. And I did that for over 10 years. You don't have to go that long, but I went that long. So when I was ready to make that leap to have my own marketing firm, I knew what I was doing. And you build relationships along that process. In the restaurant industry, coming from college, I used to give parties with my friend. I'm a party promoter. And we make a lot of successful events. So when I'm going to these restaurants and these clubs and I'm bringing these out, I'm looking at it differently than my partners. I'm like, wait a minute, this is nice. They make a lot of money on the food side. They make a lot of money on the bar side. I want to get a restaurant. So when I started to change my mindset and learn how to get a business, and now is the more opportunities than it was when I was your age. And I was thinking about this a long time ago, but now you have programs like Motor City Match, you have Prosper Us,
You have Detroit Development Fund. There are so many opportunities, so don't let not having the money or don't think you can have the money to build your dream stop you. Have that dream and then start putting things in place to get to where you want to go. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Now, this question is for you, son. So, what was your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement was possibly, that's a good question. My greatest achievement was probably starting my own security company. I think starting it was pretty much the foundation of where we are now. And moving forward with having my own security company allowed me to go on vacation, do what I wanted to do, pretty much buy what I wanted to buy. But my accomplishment is hiring a lot of the men and women that come and see us every day. And being able to instill in them and try to get them to start their own business as well. Like the gentleman was just speaking about entrepreneurship, that is everything. If you don't have entrepreneurship, then you're just working. And I just didn't want to work. I wanted to do something more than just work. So my greatest achievement is being an entrepreneur and striving to be better every day.
Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Williamson, I do have one more question, okay? So, what is the hardest part while finding qualified members for the job or employees?
Meeting the criteria. I think for some of us in the Black community, a lot of us can't pass the background check or the drug test. So meeting that challenge every day and making sure that everybody could pass the background check and pass the drug test is very important. And what you do now determines what your future is going to be. At the same time, those who come to us and don't have the background, we do the best we can to help them with expungements. So we're just not a security company. We're a security company that's involved in the community. So if you have a background that's not all that great, we will help you do the best we can to get that off your record. If your credit score is not where it needs to be, we have people in our organization that will help you move your credit score up. If you have problems with daycare, we're in the process of helping those individuals with daycare as well. So we're just not just the average everyday security company we come in and work. No, we want to be able to help and expand those people that come to us and say, hey, I don't have daycare, my credit score is not that great, and I want to be able to buy a house. We can do all of that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, this last question goes to Mr. Campbell again. As a mentor, what advice do you give students or younger people just starting out in their careers?
Thanks. Does everybody in here like pie? You like pie, right? Pie tastes good. I eat pie with ice cream. The reason why I ask you if you eat pie, when I'm mentoring kids or I'm mentoring adults, right now I talk to them about the acronym of PIE. So PIE. PIE stands for Performance, Image, and Exposure. So when I'm talking to someone that is young and they're trying to find ways to expand their careers, a lot of times they just want to think about it and just say, well, I see where this person is. I see this man is a business owner and I want to be him. Or I see this man running the banking center and I want to be him. But they don't realize that it didn't start just because they made that immediate decision. There was a lot of work and energy that happened before they got to the point that you see them at now. So I use the acronym PIE. So performance. First, whatever you do, you gotta make sure that you're performing at a high level. So if you're not in your job or as a student here, getting good grades, but want to be the person that's reading with us or is on this side in investing time back with the students, you gotta be able to do the job that you were given first. So performance is very, very important. Image, when you go outside, you want people to see you as you want to be received. Making sure that you're well put together, you're not, you smell good, you look good, you feel good, you're taking care of yourself. Your image about the role that you want is very important. And then once you are performing at a high level and your image is in place, people will have no choice but to provide you with opportunities for exposure where you can get new challenges to help grow and invest your career. So if you don't remember anything, remember I like pie. And make sure that you're thinking about your performance, your image, and creating opportunities for exposure.
Thank you. Okay, let's get Cody Turner a round of applause. He did a great job. Come on. Let's give him love. He did a great job. He didn't know he was going to do the job, but when I saw that he had the ability to do it, then I let you shine. That's how I am. I believe in letting the students shine, and I believe in making sure the students are at the forefront. Before we close, I do want to recognize a few people. Our board president, Ms. Winder, would you please stand? As well as our leader, our courageous leader. Come on, Ms. Fisher, stand up, Diane Fisher. And also her sidekick or first kid. Come on, Ms. Miller, stand up, Ms. Miller. We want to make sure we give them their love because they, behind the scenes every day, are doing things to make this possible. So we'll say we appreciate that. As well as the other ESS, Mr. Curry, Ms. McAdoo, and if I missed somebody else, Mr. Williams, as well as our board president and our board members who are here. So, Ms. Gray and who else? I don't want to miss anybody. Nobody mad at me tomorrow. So, Mr. Dr. Richard, all of you, everybody. So, I don't want to miss anybody. If I miss you, trust me, it wasn't on purpose. But we thank you guys so much for this day. It's been a great day. Students, I'm proud of you.
Okay, this is where I come in to pick up this last one. On behalf of Chandler Academy, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of our parents that came, our wonderful students and our staff. Thank you so much. Ms. Rice and Ms. Dodson, thank you all for supporting the butterflies and the speeches. Thank you very, very much. Mr. Thomas Dinwiddie, Music Department, our fabulous office team, our wonderful MC, Mr. Cody Turner, our fabulous security team, and Ms. McClinton and technology team. Just give them a hand. Thank you all so very much. And I won't forget my frat over there, Mr. The assistant principal from the high school, Mr. Brooks. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. A special thank you goes out to our panelists. Thank you all from your busy day coming out to speak to our students. We appreciate you. Thank you all. And we will be remiss to thank Mr. Timothy K. Green, our principal, for his vision of this wonderful master's day. Thank you all for making this a success. Please make sure parents should stay with us and our faculty members to fellowship. Thank you again.
This one last thing, I'm full of emotion, so I couldn't finish. But my lovely wife of 30 years said, then I should bring my wife to here. and she did acknowledge that too, so thank you for all the support. And so, parents, we're going to have our soul food luncheon for you guys, so thank you for just showing what you're capable of. I told you last week we had this assembly. I knew you could do it. I told you I knew you could do it. And you've done better than I anticipated. So I owe you something.